365, we making a place. You talking the game, get you to the days. We're high in the court, the dime in the lane. Variety topics, living the same. All presentation, sports information. In the airways, taking the nation. Sport all plays, like working your faces. Grace at the field, so type the laces. All sports, all plays.
Woo! What's up, everybody? We are back here on this lovely Thursday evening. Ladies and gentlemen, I got breaking news for you. Today is my last day under 35. Praise God. In there. So I just want to say I'm extremely proud, extremely excited. Rod, what up? To experience this time here tonight. Couldn't miss it. We got some basketball going on. The Heat are stumping the 76ers currently, so not the most competitive game. Cavs handling business. Nobody cares about the Blazers and the Spurs. So not the best night of basketball right now. But this is what we got. So this is where we at. But before we get into anything else, Dave, how we doing?
What it is, Ray? You already know, man. I'm chilling as always, enjoying this. I guess you could say wind down of sports a little bit because, you know, college basketball had ended. Now we about to get into the NBA playoffs. And then we about to be empty for a nice little minute, other than if you're a baseball fan. You know.
We got the finals till June, from like July to late August, maybe early August. It's tough. It's like 6-7 weeks. It'll get tough till preseason start.
Woo.
That's cool. You just catch up on your shows you ain't been watching. ASAP will be here though. So just because ain't no sports don't mean won't no shows be on. So that means you need to be tuned in so we can keep y'all abreast and aware of all the latest hot takes and things in sports. Dan, where can the people find you? Where can they hear more from you?
Man, you know, y'all can find me on YouTube. You know, my 102nd thought will be out tomorrow morning. Dropping fresh. Man, I'm gonna be talking about LSU, UConn. You already know I gotta talk about Baltimore's own Angel Reese. Gonna talk about Miss Clark, Alexis Morris, Dawn Staley. And I just found out I was reading a little clip that this is Derrick Rose last year.
Yeah, that's what he said.
Yeah, so I'm gonna be talking about him and the French guy, Mr. Victor. I don't want to get his last name. I've been trying.
Don't want to play in the NBA because he ain't ready.
Yeah. Man, some say he is. Some say he ain't. Tune in. I'm going to drop all that tomorrow. Find me on YouTube, Anchor, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts. You know what I mean? Check me out.
Talk about it. Okay. Well, yeah, man, we love to hear it. And you know what it is, man? It's Mr. Ray Bond from the Bond Chronicles. Monday noon, we be dropping that fire, getting to all things going on in the world. My girl won't let me talk about China and them trying to take over the world, but we get into a bunch of other stuff. We have ourselves a good time. Sometimes she get on my nerves and I gotta let her know what it is. Sometimes she thinks she let me know what it is, but we give it to you raw and real and unapologetic because that's what we do. But we coming off the heels of Women's History Month. Shout out to the ladies. And entering the great month of April, where greats have been born like myself. In those situations, we had the LSU women's Tigers going up against the Midwesterners. And they managed to get Iowa out of here. Oh,
Get him out.
you ain't got to go home, but you got to get up off this stage.
Is that like a personal attack or something?
Ask Jill Biden. How about that?
Oh. Get gunshots.
You bums. But no, so shout out to LSU and their accomplishment, getting it done in the face of adversity. Shout out to them keeping it a buck with all the haters that's been talking all that craziness. David Portnoy and some of y'all other losers that's trying to downplay what they accomplished. You ain't even talking about what they achieved and what they did. We ain't talking about the awards and accolades. We ain't talking about none of that. We talking about this BS that y'all came up with just so y'all can take away from what you did. Secondly, shout out Caitlin Clark, a dog in her own right. That's right, representing Be More Zone. And Caitlin Clark, shout out to you. You stood on it. You did what you had to do. You said what you had to say. So respect to you. And last, shame on all y'all who voted for these losers in the White House. These uncouth, uncultured, culture vulturing losers.
Oh my God!
We're losing around the world. We're losing domestically. We are losing because we're being led by losers. And they do loser stuff like invite the losers to the White House. That's loser behavior, which is why our country's in the toilet. Because we got these imbeciles doing this idiotic stuff, attacking young women. Champions. National champions. The best of the best. They are what America says we like. But it's shameful the way some people have talked about these women and tried to label them. And shout out to them and shout out to those of us who supported them and stood by them and didn't back down to that bull crap. And I ain't the biggest Obama fans, but I understand. I get it. But man, yeah, that's really it, man. Shout out to them. Congratulations. And to all the other girls involved. Y'all put on a heck of a performance. The ratings through the roof. Going big numbers. All right, I'm not done. I was about to say I'm done, but I'm not done. This is my issue. This is my point. If y'all put out a product that is compelling, people will watch. Stop blaming us for not supporting y'all. Y'all been around long enough. We have shown when y'all have certain people come around, we will come watch. It is on y'all to keep the audience. So NCAA, figure it out. You had a moment. What are you going to do with it? How are you going to market it? Because you got an opportunity. WNBA, what are y'all doing right now? What are y'all saying right now? Where's y'all presence right now? The whole nation's eyes been on women's college basketball for a week. What y'all been talking about? This is the issue. I ain't seen not near single, and maybe it's marketing, or maybe it's lack of information. But all the WNBA should be putting out stuff about how supportive and how happy they are for that team.
Oh, it was some out there. You had Simone Augustus was there.
You talking players. I'm talking league. They have enough money that we should have seen it. I didn't see it. It didn't trend. They're missing the moment. There's a bunch of young women that's been watching. Y'all had a chance to take a stand like y'all been doing. In unison, make some noise. When y'all did that stuff, the WNBA has made some noise. And I feel like they missed this opportunity on both sides. Individual as players, that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the league. You missed an opportunity with a lot of viewers. And that's disappointing. But other than that, man, shout out to LSU. Go Tigers. Do y'all thing. Respect. Enjoy it. I saw the parade today. Much love. Much love. Love to see it. I'm out the way, Dad. What you got?
You already know. Shout out to Angel Reese and the LSU Tigers, man. That Baltimore bread, boy, I tell you. But I'm a little bit on the opposite end of Ray. I think now that the media put the females game onto a national stage, and they showed out that they can sell the product. That was the biggest viewers we seen in college basketball. Period. You know what I mean? That was something that NCAA and women's needed, because for a while NCAA was plummeting. You know what I mean? It wasn't very interesting. It was it was hard to keep up with. You don't know who is who on what team. But I think the females alone saved NCAA, and by the NCAA and the committee putting them on, what's up, Rod, on a national platform, that shows that product can sell. That shows, in my opinion, as I've been trying to tell everybody, put these ladies on a national platform. Get them ESPN.
I like your funny words, Magic Man.
Put them on ABC, and I guarantee you they will sell just like the dudes sell. If you put them on TNT and TBS, it just shown. Honestly, I kept up with the females bracket more than I kept up with the men's bracket this year. And particularly only because also the men's, you really couldn't have a guaranteed number one. Nobody held that number one slot more than 2 weeks. It was just like every time you felt like Purdue was the number one team, 2 weeks later Kentucky was the number one team. Then it was Kansas. Then it was Miami. Then it was this team. Then it was that team. It was just like, is the level of competition phony, or is the level of competition each team is finally catching up? Because I say that I don't think you can look at Cinderella teams no more. I think the Cinderella days are over with this transfer portals. I think that now you make the playing field a lot easier for a lot of teams now, especially the low Division I teams, because sometimes they don't have height, and that's what makes them out of the competition a little bit, because they only can get guys that's 6'7" and lower. Now that with the transfer portal, you know what I mean? Now you can get a 7-foot guy if he doesn't like it in a big school. You know what I mean? So I think that was the only good thing about it. But females basketball, they did it. And I honestly think that the WNBA can have the same type of product this season, if you can give them the chance to put them on the national stage, just like the college women. My shorter end of the stick.
Listen, we disagree.
Yeah. You don't think?
Not a chance.
You don't think even on the ABC network?
Here's why. Here's why I say that.
Okay.
Men's basketball is running into the same problem.
They don't play
basketball. Been struggling to need stars and storylines. Duke ain't been good. Kentucky ain't been good. Those big powerhouse schools have not been good. So you have who's going to be the number one pick in the draft? We've been talking about the number one pick in the draft has been in a foreign country all year. There is not a single men's college basketball player of any real clout being talked about.
But that's also because of that whole couple of years ago.
All I'm saying is, if you put women on TV just because they're women, that don't mean nothing. if they're out there balling, if they are the Sue Birds, the Diana Taurasi's, if they are the Paige, I forget her last name from the other year, when you put Caitlin Clark on TV, Caitlin Clark, Caitlin Clark been hooping all year, and we've heard about her. So yes, that's my point. Once you see you have something, yes, showcase that. Right. Run it into the ground if necessary, just so we can see it. The same thing they do with high school basketball. They take men's high school basketball, they find that 1 or 2 5 blue chip recruits, and they put their schools on TV.
Right.
So we can start following them at a young age. This is what I'm saying with the WNBA. They need to get this, build this as a rivalry if you need to. Like, create this narrative, something to energize your league. It can't just be kumbaya all the time. The reason we love this is because there was adversity and animosity between the two. This is the most famous thing probably in women's college basketball in the last 20 years.
Well, no, now the ring now, because she got the ring.
That brought in the viewers. Gino Auriemma was running UConn for forever. It didn't bring in these kind of numbers. It wasn't just about success. The best times they had, I guarantee if you go look at the ratings, is when they was playing Tennessee back in the day. Right. Is when they had to run into the big schools with the rivalry. But outside of that, people ain't probably gonna tune in.
But I also females is all now. I think female had more stars than it was back when Maya Moore, Candace Parker, during those times. It was just like five WNBA or 5 college, female college stars, and then after that, it was just like, we didn't know y'all had a females team. You know what I mean? Versus, I think this year with Angel Reese, because a lot of people kind of written Angel Reese off after her freshman year. She broke her foot. Everybody was like, well, nah. We had hype on her freshman year. We don't know what she's going to do her sophomore year. So, that's what the Becker page was lighting UConn, or was lighting college basketball up until she had the ACL injury. You know what I mean? Then you had Aaliyah Boston, who was killing the down in the post for as far as females for the last 2-3 years, really. So I think it's spots. I like you said, I just don't think some of these teams don't get highlighted because they're not the big market team. You know what I mean? So I hopefully this year, we can find another star being born, whether it's even on the men's side or on the female side, to try to vamp that college field back up. You know what I mean? Because I think that's what is missing. Like you said, it's just too many overseas people coming over here, and they are the number one pick automatically just because they overseas. So I just think we just gotta take care of home also.
I respect that. And no, I agree. I think we're saying the same thing. To be perfectly honest, I don't want them to miss this moment. I think this is a huge moment and a huge opportunity to really build the fan base, bring in new fans, and I just don't want them to miss it. And I feel like they're missing it.
Right.
I feel like that transition is going to be great. I mean, maybe draft time, but I don't even think they're eligible for the draft this year.
No, not Caitlin Clark or Becca Page or Angel Reese. It's only Aaliyah Boston, Alexa Moores. It was one more on the tip of my tongue. I can't think of her name right now. But yeah, it's not a big class this year, a big star class, as you can say.
So yeah, I would love to see some storylines and some little banter, some friendly banter. Obviously, Iowa got to play LSU to start the season somewhere. Make it an event. Have some musical guests. Make it an event. Invest in it. Bring the WNBA's best players out. Do some kind of tribute, some kind of awareness, something.
Then that game has to be played in LSU too. Bring it down to Louisiana so they can have a Mardi Gras parade down there also. I think that'll most definitely bring some attention down there.
I think that would be great. Bring them girls from Iowa down to LSU and let's play. I'm all for that. I think this is an opportunity, and I do hope they really maximize it because these young ladies on both sides are built for it.
Mm-hmm.
There's no doubt in my mind about that from what I've seen. So, and everybody should get better. So we'll see.
I'm with it. I see it.
Speaking of teams getting better, the Lakers did not last night.
Oh my God!
Paul George was not available to play, but that didn't seem to matter as the Lakers fell in the Battle of LA for the 11th straight time. The Los Angeles Lakers have lost to the Los Angeles Clippers 11 straight times. How long LeBron been there?
Oh, 4 or 5 years now.
Has he ever beat the Clippers?
I'm on the verge of saying no. Not in the purple and gold. And if he did, it was very, very early.
Somebody out there in the world, tell me, what was Kobe's record versus the Clippers? Somebody find that.
Oh, give me 1 second. You know I like to look up Kobe record.
I'm just curious. How has this gone underreported? The Clippers have become LeBron James' daddy. Skip Bayless said this long ago. It was Kawhi time. And we laughed and we joked. Well, not we, y'all. But it
Kobe Bryant career record against the Clippers was 47-22.
Shameful. But here we are. Tough game. Here's what I want to ask you. Not only, and this is where y'all really irk me when y'all be trying to compare Kobe and LeBron. Not only would Kobe never have that kind of loser record versus the Clippers as a Laker. Immediately following the game, we're going to talk about it's a back-to-back? What? How many games have you been out? You missed mad games, bro. And you crying about a back-to-back with 3 games left in the season for critical playoff seeding? That's what we leaning on LeBron? But I know, it's LeBron. I get it. Corny. Take accountability. Y'all
LeBron James.
Simple as that. You lost. Crying over a back-to-back. Kobe would never. Sickening. Your thoughts on the Lakers?
My feelings is hurt. I can tell you that right now, man. It's just, I don't understand. I don't know what it is about the Clippers, or it can be that Tyronn Lue knows LeBron. He know how to play LeBron. He didn't coach LeBron. He knows LeBron tendencies and all that good stuff. So maybe I'm gonna just say it's Coach Lue also that knows LeBron. But even before Coach Lue was there, I think the Clippers were still beating the Lakers. First of all, I'm not going to complain about no back-to-back. It was like you knew the schedule. You seen the schedule. It's not like the back-to-back popped up on you after the game the night before. It wasn't like, oh, hold on, guys. You got to go to work tomorrow morning, so get ready. No, it's like, yo, you seen the schedule. You know how to tell end of the schedule is. You've been in the league for 20 years. What are you talking about? Oh, it was no. You didn't play. How many back-to-backs now? How many? Because if you wasn't ready for a back-to-back, when you looked at that schedule, when they say, hey, LeBron, your foot is okay for you to play. Are you ready? You should have said, hold on, I'm going to just wait. I don't want to do back-to-backs. You know what I mean? So
if you're so concerned about the back-to-back, why you ain't playing Lonnie Walker and Mo Bamba?
Why, if he was worried about back-to-back so much, why are you playing over 35 minutes?
And
no
what's more impactful, playing a back-to-back or not having your second best player?
What's more impactful? Not having a second best player, really. But
if the Clippers lose, do they get to say, "Yeah, well, Paul George was out"?
No.
Do they get to say, "Oh, well, we got their Russell Westbrook"? You know, they couldn't work with him, so neither could we. What kind of excuses are we making?
Russ hit 2 threes.
Bang.
Hit a jumper.
Bang.
Pointed at LeBron.
About it.
LeBron threw a pass out of bounds to Russ. So
about it. Sure.
It wasn't Russ. I can tell you this year, it was not Russ, because Russ was settled playing that 6-man a year role. He was all on board. Now, I ain't gonna say that he was fully sold, but he was on board. He said, yeah, you know what? If this is the way that the Lakers want to use me, I'm gonna just go ahead and run with it. Whenever my time is run out, it's gonna run out. But you know, I mean, he got out of there. But the Lakers is to the point of like, I didn't go on a bat and said that they was going to make the playoffs. I gave them the 7th, maybe the 8th seed. But now it's like, if you're going to keep doing this, which Lakers is going to show up? Us playing against Denver in the first round, it's not going to look too easy now. Us playing that scrappy Memphis Grizzly team, it's not going to look too easy now. Even if we made that 6th seed, you would still have to go up against Sacramento, who ain't easy either. So the Lakers most definitely got to find some consistency if you want to make the playoffs, not just the play-in, the playoffs, to play a 7-game series. Got to find consistency, and you got to be healthy and ready, and like towards, like, you almost playing a back-to-back because you're playing like every other night in the first round. So I don't want to hear no more excuses, man. Like I said, that game right there, that almost stole all the thunder from me for the rest of the season, man. Because I was like, dang, if not one game we needed, this was the one. It was set up. Remember, we was 13th in our conference just a couple of months ago. And now that we knocked at the door at the 6th seed and you couldn't handle one job, and then you got blown out in the first half. Oh, I'm done. Hurt my feelings putting this on today's list, man. What's wrong with you? You knew it was just me and you. You just wanted to pick on me today. That's all.
Listen. My team's trash, so I understand. But nobody cares about my team, so we don't talk about it.
Even when the Lakers is trash, everybody still cares about us.
Exactly. So that's why we're here. I gotta tell you, I will be very curious to see how this ends. I was pulling up the standings, and it's tight. You know, y'all are a game back with 2 games to go. However, Golden State, who's 1 game ahead, got 2 road games at Sacramento, at Portland.
But we don't know if Sacramento will even pull out the big guns. They might say they comfortable at the 3rd seed.
I do not believe, based on how it looks, that Sacramento can move. It's 2 games left. They would have to win both, and the Grizzlies would have to lose both. And they got the at Bucks tomorrow, and then at Thunder on Sunday.
That Bucks game is a gimme because they might not pull all their guns, might not pull all their players. You see, they already starting to rest Giannis.
So yeah, that's going to be the tricky part. Quiet as it's kept, New Orleans Pelicans.
Here they come. Hey, I'm still rooting for them just for the AFC. If they, as long as they don't get in and we don't get in, I'm still rooting for them.
There is talk. There is talk that Zion could return.
Oh my God!
So yeah, it's
Ray, you're not even sold on Zion, man. Get out of here.
no. Let me be clear. When he plays, you can't do much with him. He just don't really play. I mean, that's just what it is, Like, it ain't personal, but it is what it is. And actually, we got a big game tonight. This Oklahoma City Utah game. Oklahoma City's at the 10 seed. I think with the win tonight or loss tonight, Utah would be eliminated. And they rested everybody. So maybe they mailed it in.
I think they mailed it in, even though they took the Lakers to the overtime the other night.
Because Markkanen,
Clarkson,
none of them is playing.
Yeah, they didn't play against the Lakers the other night either.
I wonder why that is. They've lost 3 straight. They could have.
Maybe they might be really hurt, or they might just try to say, "Hey, we get in and we'll put them back in," or something in that nature.
Yeah, so we'll definitely be watching through the weekend, recapping all of this on Monday. Should be everything should be finalized by Monday. So yeah, we'll have things set, play-ins. We'll give you our picks for the playoff matchups and things like that. I will give you all a heads up from the 12th through the 19th. I am gone, ladies and gentlemen. So do not expect me or probably a show on the 14th or the 17th. And the 20th is up in the air depending on how my flight goes. But yeah, so we'll see if there's a show somebody could jump in to it, but I don't know what my service is going to be like because I'm out of the country. So yeah, man, exciting times here at the end of the stretch. We got some great games. We got some great performances. I don't even know if there's really any big games left to make an MVP case. I guess at this point it's kind of decided, no? Is there anything else that can really change your mind? I think Jokic is going to be the 1 seed. Looks like Giannis will be the 1 seed. Embiid should be the 3 seed. They are losing tonight. They're getting blown out.
They get spanked.
So in theory, they could fall to the 4 seed. No, they're 3 up.
They 3 up on the Cavs, right?
Yeah, the Cavs have only 1 game left. Philly must have 2 games left. Yeah, they do. The at Hawks at Nets. So they'll likely be the 3 seed. But the Bucks had a heck of a second half. So my question is, who do you have as your MVP?
You might have to go with Embiid. Number 1, games is played. He most definitely was available majority throughout the season. Number 2 is dominance. Even though his team is not more dominant than the Bucks, but him as a single player and dominating his position, got to give it to him there. I'm not voting for Jokic at all. Jokic will not have, if I was able to vote, Jokic wouldn't get my vote this year. Just no disrespect to him, but I just think that we've seen everything that Jokic can do. Unless Jokic can come out and start looking like Zion when it comes to dunks and stuff like that, I think we've seen that all we can see from Jokic. One hell of a player. Great IQ, good vision, good footwork, and everything in that nature. But I just think Embiid is more dominant than him. And then Jason Tatum, I don't know what happened to him. He was like a strong runner in the beginning of the season. It's just like as seasons goes on, people forget about Jason Tatum. I don't know what it is. It's not like he take games off. He don't load manage. He averaged over 25 a game. So I just don't understand what it is with Tatum. I just think that he's not the most dominant small forward, I guess you can say in the game right now. Even if you can count him as a small forward, I kind of do. I think that would be his only downfall. And Donovan Mitchell, he don't get no respect. Bro. A lot of people forgot about him for real. People just remember what didn't happen in Utah, and I think a lot of people was holding that against him. So that was my candidates period, but I'm riding with Embiid as being a solid front runner winning the MVP this year.
Okay. I agree with you. I do agree with you. I think it's time, it's overdue, it's the right thing to do, and I think it's close enough that you lean his way. To your Jason Tatum point,
See, you just can't think. You just don't know. He does everything right. He's on a winning team.
But there's a couple of him. I think Devin Booker and Jason Tatum is the same. And for a lot of ways, I think Donovan Mitchell is the same. They're all that same guy that it's just like something's just missing.
Right.
And I don't know what that is or why that is. But yeah, they got to figure it out. And I think until they do, they're not going to win a chip. They haven't figured out how to become Giannis. You got to figure out how to become really Giannis or take that next step. And that shows up at critical moments in critical games. And I haven't seen that yet.
Right.
So we shall see, but I agree. I think it should be Embiid's to win. I looked and I was going to ask this question one way, but I'm going to change the way I'm asking it due to the context of which I saw. So I'll provide context for our audience so that you guys can go on this journey with me of the Dallas Mavericks.
Who?
The Dallas Mavericks currently are tied with the Oklahoma City Thunder, who are up 8 on Utah for the 10 seed. My question for you, Kyrie, there have been reports of Kyrie wanting to get to LA for a long time. Allegedly. Does how far Dallas goes or doesn't go play a role in Kyrie wanting to stay, or do you think Kyrie leaving is a foregone conclusion?
Kyrie is gone. Like I said, when they got him in the trade, you just knew that it's a rental. Luka has been played with some decent key players. And the only person that really fits him or could have played with him was Jalen Brunson so far. Jalen Brunson was the only person that actually knew his role, and his role helped Dallas win. And I think that's one of the main reasons why Dallas is not making the playoffs this year. I don't think they're even making the play in. Kyrie is not his fault. It was stuff happening before Kyrie got there. You know, Jason Kidd not really coaching the way we thought Jason Kidd would coach this year. We thought that him and Luka had something last year, and it was just going to, keep going. And with Jason Kidd being that point guard that had the great court vision and IQ that was going to help Luka, because Luka is more of a scoring guard. I was like, well, those two combinations put together, Luka is about to be like a Frankenstein monster. Like, how do you stop him? But during that trade, they got rid of some key players. Like I said, Dawn Finney Jr. I understand it's not a great name that you would want, but that was your guy that played defense. You know what I mean? He was going to match up with any star, and at times he can hit those corner threes. On when his number is being called, he was able to take that step. Because Tim Hardaway Jr. just, for some strange reason, won't take that step of being that number 2. I don't know why. He's just comfortable with being a number 3 or a number 4. Also with Dallas is that big man situation. As you seen when we was last on here, we was talking about putting Christian Wood and JaVale McGee in. And then as soon as we got off, they put Christian Wood and JaVale McGee in, and they won. And then it was after that, it was like, what happened? You don't put them back in, you start losing again. So, like I said, it's not fully Kyrie's fault. I just think that it's Dallas' way GM of building. I don't know if it's Mark Cuban got his hands in that also, but their GM has to find a better way to put better key pieces that Luka needs. And Kyrie is not what Luka needs. Luka needs a strong number 2, but also needs some defense and a big man that can actually grab some boards. You know what I mean? And if Dallas can willing to do that, they will kind of be back in the position they was in last year, going deep into the playoffs. But Kyrie is gone. It was just a rental. I want to say he's going to be in LA next year, but that LA can be the Clippers. You know what I mean? The Clippers always find some way to get
power rush for Kyrie.
Yeah, why not? You know what I mean? Russ going to be looking for a new contract soon anyway. You know what I mean? Because I think his contract ends up after this year.
Yeah, he's free.
So why not bring him over to the Clippers now? That's just my take. My man Rod. Check him out, my guy.
DMV, we finally made it. We finally made it,
baby. We here.
But I feel like there's a couple things the Mavs should do. I think Green at Houston would be perfect for them. He plays defense. He got a good little mid-range jumper. He's an upgrade over Tim Hardaway. We all know what Tim Hardaway is. He's a shooter.
Jalen Green?
Yeah, Jalen Green.
From Houston?
Yeah, Houston.
You think he's a good defender?
He's a solid defender. He got something better than Tim Hardaway. I like Ivy too. Ivy be perfect for the system. Ivy in Detroit.
Yeah, but I don't think they're gonna come off him.
No,
I'm just saying you need somebody that's gonna play a little bit of defense. You know what I mean? And you know what I mean? When they lost Jalen Bronson, it was all over for them.
Mm-hmm.
And Spencer Dinwiddie. Like, you can't lose something like that. That was guaranteed buckets off the bench. You don't got that off the bench no more. And Christian Wood is not playing the correct position. He's not a center. He's a power forward. It's like watching Draymond with Golden State playing center in small ball. You can't do that no more with him.
What you mean?
I don't think that small ball with Golden State. That's why they're struggling now, because people figure it out. You know what I mean?
They always struggle on the road though.
They struggle on the road, but they don't got this. They lack that size. Wiseman would be perfect for them right now because they can out rebound. He can out rebound. You look at the stats.
I agree, but he ain't the answer. We saw that experiment. It didn't work.
But he was way better than Bogut. Can we agree on that? Remember they had Bogut and them.
Absolutely not.
Andrew Bogut was a 10+ rebounder each game, and he knew how to play the system.
Andrew Bogut was Steven Adams Wood offense.
Yeah,
they need some size, man. They need to get a.
I agree they need size. I don't think Wiseman's the answer, but I do think. We talked about him just a minute ago. Bring back JaVale McGee.
Mm-hmm.
I think
I liked him when Boogie was there. Boogie was getting the buckets
too. I just don't think Boogie can play no more. I ain't seen.
Remember when Clay went out? Boogie was helping him.
Nah, I've been watching Boogie in his workouts.
What about Young Shaq? What about Young Shaq? Baby Shaq.
Shaq Holcomb?
No, Baby Shaq in the G League.
Oh no. No.
You don't think he ever get called up? I think he can help the team, man.
I don't think so. I don't think he's going to get called. I think his condition is going to hold him back.
You talking about the kid in Memphis?
No. Shaq's son. I forgot the others in the G League right now.
Sharif.
Sharif.
I didn't even know he was in the G League.
He's in the G League still.
Oh, nah, I don't think so.
But I feel like they lack the size. I don't think they're going through getting out the West this year, man. I know a lot of Warrior fans. I'm fighting them online. I'm like, man, y'all not doing it this year.
So who is?
I got Denver, man. To be honest with you, I think Denver's gonna get out of there. I'm sorry to say it. I think LA. I think my biggest problem with AD is he plays like Jane too much. He don't got the dog in him. Like he plays like he's Spud Webb.
And Michael Porter Jr. do?
I'm not saying that is the case, but Anthony Davis looks not focused right now. Some days he give you 30 points, some days he give you 9.
That's who he is.
But he's not consistent.
He's always been this guy.
LeBron is not a number one option no more. Them days over with.
I ain't saying
35. He can't give me 35 every day.
Let's get this on the record. You have Denver beating LA if they meet in the first round.
I got him. Sorry. With this team right now, what they looking
at? With you on that one, Rod. I ain't saying that my Lakers is going deep, but matchups. As far as matchup, don't get me wrong, Jokic is going to get his numbers. But do you think if AD, he's not going to be 100%, but if you can get AD that can play every game in the playoffs and he can run,
a big question, though.
But the big question is, can Jokic keep up with AD?
That's like me asking my baby mom if she can come pick me up if my tire busts. You know what I mean? I can't depend on that.
Right. So can you also do you think that Michael Porter is going to beat the 1-on-1 matchup against LeBron?
Barbecue chicken.
No.
Don't get me wrong. I'm a Jamal Murray fan. But do you think he's going to win against D'Angelo Russell and Dennis Schroeder? Because now, Denver don't have a backup guard. They let Bone Hollins go, right? Yeah, they let Bone Hollins go.
I think Murray can cook him. I'm just being real. I think he can cook him.
Murray, he's not going to guard Murray. They're going to switch Vanderbilt or somebody on Murray.
Yeah, that's going to be too much right there.
But see, the matchups is already kind of favoring the Lakers right now.
I worry about the coaching, though. Can we say that?
I think Donovan Ham did one hell of a job coming from a 13 seed to where he at now.
I'm saying sometimes he
and
he shit his pants sometimes. He shit his pants sometimes.
It's still Mike Malone in Denver, right?
Yeah.
What he done did?
He didn't even win Coach of the Year this year,
and he shouldn't.
He makes sometimes he make the key adjustments.
When
Ham fucks up the game. Oh, sorry. He messes up the games. He shits in bed sometimes.
Sir, he the one that got Russ to come off the bench. That was his idea.
There's a lot to ask, man.
He got Russ to buy in, and it worked.
I think sometimes he pacified LeBron too much, man. He got it.
And so every coach that's ever happened, Ty Lue capitulated too sometimes.
But Ty Lue told LeBron, sit your tail down. It's my team. That was the difference. That was the difference from Ty Lue and Darvin Ham.
That was the difference between Ty Lue and everybody.
Yeah.
And even Ty Lue was looking, he had to take some time away. He was stressed out.
Yeah, he was. He was looking like Barack Obama. He was looking like Barack Obama.
Holding LeBron accountable was stressing him out.
Yeah.
He said, I got to go. You got this. I'll be back.
What do you think about the Kings? You think the Kings going to make a deep run?
Let's go, baby.
You talked to this guy. He voted on the Kings to be the best in California this year.
I did. I think
so Mike Brown's the coach of the year to you? He should be in the running?
Yes.
Yes, 100%.
Because that Luke Walton team was terrible. I'm just being that stadium with Luke Walton was trash.
They weren't there yet. They were the Warriors. I'm not saying they're the Warriors. Don't misquote me. What I'm saying is they were just too young. They weren't ready. But the core was there. When they made that trade And everybody was like, you gave up Halliburton? It worked.
Halliburton cooking though.
He is.
But you can't have two guards. You need a big man.
Monk. You got
I like that young boy Keegan.
Yeah, Keegan Murray. I loved him coming out of. He was my second favorite coming out. I wasn't. I was a Paolo guy and I was a Keegan Murray guy, and they to me were probably the best two rookies I saw, most consistent.
Mm-hmm.
So no, I think the making is there, but I think it's matchup dependent. If they get the Clippers in the first round, I think that's a bad matchup.
Why do you think it's a bad matchup?
Who gonna play Kawhi and Paul George?
That's a different level of pedigree.
I thought Paul out for the rest of the season, right?
Who?
I thought PG's out.
Not for the season, I don't think.
Oh, he's coming back?
Yeah, I believe he's coming back.
Even if he's not there, I just think that's a tough, veteran, gritty, tough team.
Mm-hmm.
Sacramento is more of a finesse, speed, high-powered offense. The Clippers will slow you down. They'll bruise you. They'll methodically beat you. And I think they probably got the best or second best coach in the conference. Making those late game adjustments, I would definitely give the Clippers an edge. So I don't like that matchup. Most any other matchup, I would be happy with Sacramento. Or I think they should be as good as anybody else. If they can get
So who's the Pelicans playing right now?
They in the 10th. They in the 10th spot right now, so they would be in the play-in.
The Pelicans are in the 8th. They're tied with the Lakers. 40.
Oh, they're in the 8th. Okay, my bad.
Okay.
And so they would be scheduled to play the Wolves and then go from there. Sacramento has it tough. They would likely either get the Clippers or Warriors.
Who you rather? You rather Warriors?
I don't like either one. I just think those are the two most veteran, stable teams. That's going to be tough.
I think the Warriors would fit y'all more because they don't get back on transition. They got no transition defense like that.
But I think now since Andrew Wiggins is coming back, that's going to most definitely.
He's been out a long while though.
Been out a long time.
That's true, but you know what I mean.
But his style of play is plug and play. He's a spot-up shooter for the most part. He plays defense. Conditioning will be an issue, but it's not like he don't know the plays, and I don't think they run in plays for him that often.
Right.
We have not talked about them, Damien, actually, if you had not noticed, but for what it's worth, Phoenix is still sitting there at 4.
They're done. So
Damien says, why is it everyone hyping up the Suns? Well, they have this guy named Kevin Durant. He's pretty good. He's won some finals MVPs. He's pretty
He was a bus driver. He was not the bus driver. He was just sitting on the bus.
No, don't do that, man. He led that team.
I could lead that team.
Come on, man.
Come on now, Rod. Come on now, Rod.
Damien, I think this year is different because they have Kevin Durant. I told you earlier, or I said earlier how I feel about Devin Booker. Love the guy. I don't love the guy. He's cool. I think he's a good player. But he's not that yet. And may never be it. Kevin Durant is that. I've seen Kevin Durant take those shots and make those shots that I do not think Devin Booker would make in these playoffs. And to have an either or option, I think is going to be a great situation to be in. The key is all of them are injury prone. Paul's injury prone. Kevin Durant at this point is injury prone. And Devin Booker stay pretty nicked. So can they grind it out and stay healthy for this run? I think it's an uphill battle. I don't believe they will. So that's my issue. But on paper, when you got just 5 players on the court, I think they might have the best 5 you could put out there at any one time.
I just don't think they got deep enough rotation, man. They don't got nobody on that bench.
That's how I feel.
That's a lot of minutes to ask out of KD, Chris Paul.
This ain't the rec league where when one team sub off a whole new unit come on, you can scale it so you're not playing without Booker or Kevin Durant probably ever.
But like you just said, injury prone. How often
if they get hurt, they throw it out the window.
Even that,
I think people are overblowing their bench because they can stagger the minutes with those two.
I'm with you to a certain point. I just think the Suns, for them not to have a 6-man, in my opinion, off that bench, somebody like a TJ Warren, you know what I mean? Somebody that can give you just a little spark, because there's gonna be times that KD gonna need that second win, or D Booker going, or Chris Paul not even gonna play. You know what I mean? We are kind of seeing once they get late into the playoff stages, Chris Paul started, ties get blown. It's time to change the inner tube on a bike or something in that nature. There's always something dealing with him trying to finish the playoffs off. And
but a lot of people forget he's almost 42. He's almost 40 himself.
He ain't no 42.
I said he's almost 40. He's almost 40. He's 37.
I thought you said like 42.
He's almost 40. You know what I mean? That's a lot to ask out of him.
Who?
Chris Paul.
CP.
You ain't getting nothing out of him. Come on, man.
He ain't getting nothing out of him.
In a wheelchair and a walker with a cane. Stop. And he a target on defense too.
You got icy hot on. He drinking ice cold 40s on the bench. He don't got it no more.
But hey, let me be very clear. The Suns finished with the Nuggets, the Lakers, and the Clippers. How they finish this season will tell me a lot about how far I think they'll go. If they host Nuggets tonight, they go at Lakers, and they host Clippers. If they come out of this 3-0, the West is in trouble.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see that, man.
If they beat the Lakers and Clippers, when both of them teams need them games, I think that'll say a lot to me. If they go 1-2 or struggle and don't look that great, I think they're in trouble.
KD better not do no layups. He just needed to sit on the bench and wait before the game.
Right, you can't warm up, you can't run out the tunnel. Like, dang, bro.
He can just sit on the bench and just wait for everybody, just take his warm up off.
Yeah. And he did. I mean, he did lose, but that was what the Thunder. We all think they weren't ready. I don't think
they was way young.
2 years later, I think that outcome's different, but they got him.
They was too young when they went against that Heat. They was way too young.
Yeah, we agree on that, but let's not act like he didn't have a huge role in their wins.
Oh, he was the number one.
I'm telling you right now, if KD didn't go to the Warriors, LeBron was going to win 2 more champions off them. Easily.
Bruh, he was down 3-1 without KD. He had lost already without KD.
Nah, LeBron would have got 1 more. I don't think he'd have got those 2.
He got 2 more. He averaged 40 points.
And lost.
He averaged 40 points. With my buckets.
You realize even with those numbers and Kyrie going off, they were down 3-1.
I understand that. I do remember that. But they needed KD.
I don't think they needed KD. KD was just an amazing accessory.
What Steph doing when they went against the Raptors? What happened when Clay went out and KD went out? What happened then?
They got triple team.
Did you watch the game?
I'm just asking.
Triple team. When you're off ball guard, them screens and stuff running through all that, all you gotta do is just now play shadow. You don't have to really chase him. All you gotta do is just take one guy up that's in front of him, and one guy chasing him, and he had the other guy just blocking his lanes off. That's how you play when you got him by himself.
Well, that's easy. Like that Toronto team wasn't really long and really good defensively.
Right.
For a 6'3" guard,
it was hard. Kawhi pushed him over the top.
Like, no, absolutely, he did. There's another team I'm not sold on, Damian. I just can't get with him.
No, I can't believe. I got no faith in the Sixers.
He's my MVP.
They're a first round team.
No, you're not my MVP either.
Who your MVP then?
I go with Jokic. He was scared of this man sat out against him. He was scared.
The thing about Jokic, what else can he do, Rod? What do you potentially see you can get it from him? From what you already seen now, what can his game elevate to something else do?
What you expect from him?
I'm expecting him to be the most dominant big man in the league.
Man, it's not that no more, man. It's not that no more.
Then what
That's
is
not how
it?
bigs play no more. Look how
What
Big
is
Cat
it?
play. How Big Cat play. When the last time you see Big Cat pull somebody up?
He posts people up, but they also got Rudy Gobert clogging the paint, so he can't.
Right.
But
Before
Rudy
that.
Gobert got there, he would go in the post.
These big men don't.
You realize they won't even make the playoffs. Like what are we talking about?
SGA can get most outstanding player, you know, something in that
Most
nature.
improved, but you gotta do a little bit more than that, buddy.
I just think we expect the big men to play like the 90s and early 2000s. That's not their game, man, no more. That's not the game no more.
That's not true because Embiid is not just the inside player.
Embiid spot up and shoot threes, long threes, but he doesn't.
He led the league in scoring. That's not from shooting 3-pointers. Trust me. He don't shoot
I understand that, but he's not no Shaq pinned up, just throw it up like that.
The closest thing we've seen probably since Shaq.
Yes, he's in between Shaq and Olajuwon, in my opinion. Footwork, dominance, scoring. That's something that Olajuwon and Shaq was doing.
I don't see that, but
so you telling me that Jokic is doing what Shaq?
No, I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that.
So if Shaq was in the league right now, or if Jokic played in Shaq era, who is your best big man, Jokic or Shaq?
You said Jokic or Shaq.
You gotta think.
I gotta think, man. I gotta think on this.
Oh,
you said that back in their day or now?
Talking about the 3-time Finals MVP Shaq? That you thinking about?
What Shaq we talking about?
The Shaq that made the finals more than 5 times.
The Shaq
and Jokic never made the finals, not even once.
I might have to go with Jokic, man.
Oh my God! What? I can't believe you, Rod.
I gotta go with Jokic.
Who man is this? I
gotta.
Man, who let the back door and let you win today, man? Hey, Ray, man. Next time, man, we gotta lock the doors next time, man.
I don't even know, dog. Wow.
Oh man.
Hey, Bob. Hey, Dave. I like the new episode, man. I hit the like button, man. It was good work today, man. I like that.
Man, I appreciate you. 102 will be out in the morning. Most definitely will be out in the morning.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Utah trying to make it close. 6-point game. 6-point game. We are moments away from the kickoff. The tip off. The Nugget.
I already got the tip off. I already got the tip.
I know I passed the question though.
I hadn't even looked. I was just talking trash.
But I agree with Cam though. I definitely agree with Cam.
We ain't get there yet.
My fault.
But since you brung it up,
we here.
We here now.
What part you agree with?
It's a lot of quarterbacks. He is better than
that start or that.
That's I'm gonna say start and backup.
Now I can
go ahead. Actually, damn, you got him.
Cooper Rush.
He's not a starter.
Cooper Rush. Let me go with Kirk Cousins.
Come on, dog. And I like Cam.
I'm being dead ass.
You taking Cam Newton over Kirk Cousins?
I'm taking him over Kirk Cousins right now. Mac Jones.
We already seen that experiment. He lost.
Mac Jones is trash though.
And Cam lost that battle fairly.
Okay. Zach Wilson.
Zach Wilson ain't starting no more. Aaron Rodgers about to be starting.
I give you Zach Wilson. That's the only person I'm giving you right now. Is Zach Wilson. No, because when Tua was in, the Dolphins was winning. If the Dolphins can protect Tua,
Danny Mills.
You said who?
Danny Mills.
Oh, from the Texans, David Mills.
He's out too. I think they got another starter there, but
they're going in the draft to get a quarterback.
And that part, but I think Davis Mills is all right. I think the team was trash. He ain't that bad. He ain't good.
What about that quarterback in Atlanta?
Desmond Ridder. Oh, you talking about my boy?
You talking about your boy?
Yeah.
You talking about my boy? You talking about Heineke?
He's better than him.
You crazy?
You Sam Howell. I threw them all in there. I'm just being real. Like
right.
people forget about Cam. Y'all
I'm
keep disrespecting
gonna give
Cam.
you a couple. I'm gonna give you a couple.
Based on what? What has Cam showed you in the last 3 years that says he's better than them?
I don't think he had a full training camp.
And that wasn't my question.
He had a full training camp with y'all, but keep going.
Like that Carolina situation, that was just a toxic spot. I don't think you should never sign that contract.
They just wanted to bring him back just because of who he was before.
They sell the seeds, put some asses in the seeds.
You say that, but then all of a sudden at the end of last year, Carolina started cooking up. Without
that defense was.
So don't tell me.
He better than Matt Ryan. That's struggling Matt Ryan at the Colts.
That's the only team, in my opinion, I believe that should have gave Cam a shot as a starter. As a starter, was the Colts. That's the only team, because since you want to give away all these other 1-year rental deals with Phillip Rivers and Matt Ryan, I believe that Cam was better than Phillip Rivers that year.
Yo, whoa, stop.
That year with the Colts?
Phillip Rivers, look at Phillip Rivers' stats that year. Phillip Rivers had a solid year.
I'm gonna say this right now. He's better than Brock Purdy right now.
Lord have mercy.
I'm just saying, y'all putting all this. I'm telling you, I want my receipts right now. He's going to digress. He's going to digress this year.
Brock Purdy
going to be terrible.
But in that offense, with that offensive coordinator, he's going to be in the
best. You don't think Cam could have did that with that offense with them receivers?
No.
What solid receivers Cam ever had except for Steve Smith?
That's Carolina fault. That's Carolina fault.
He just had DJ Moore.
Come on now.
Nah, I ain't gonna give him DJ Moore, but that was on that. Right. That was that comeback experiment. I'm not gonna give you that one because he didn't have a full year with DJ Moore. If he had
what receivers did he have? So we're just making all kinds of excuses now.
I'm saying DJ Moore's okay.
Job and don't get it done. So now we're gonna keep having this training camp excuse.
I'm saying
I'm not getting it was just training camp excuses to all quarterbacks going forward.
No, I'm just saying though, like you threw him and DJ Moore for only like 4 games. Yeah, now, that ain't no. You can't get no connection with 4 games, and you throwing me in the middle of the season or towards the tail end of the season.
What was Brock Purdy's offseason like?
What, this offseason?
This past offseason. You think he was getting a bunch of runs? You think he was getting a bunch of time with the ones?
But no, but at least he was on. At least he was in camp though. He was able to see the playbook. He was able to be there and watch Jimmy and Trey Lance run plays. But Cam was in behind Matt Jones, wishing that he can get out from the Patriots.
We already assessed that he did have a training camp up there and didn't get it done.
Well, you know, they ain't had no players up there.
I'm telling you. I'm sorry to say this. But this is controversial. If he had an Andy Reid, he'd be the same thing. It'd be the same resume.
That's who?
If Cam Newton had an Andy Reid, he had the same resume. He had at least 2 chips.
Patrick Mahomes?
Yeah, he had 2 chips.
Stop, man.
I give him 1 chip. I don't know about giving him 2.
Cam never had an O-line.
But he was but now you saying that, but you got to see and think he was in the Super Bowl. He did take that no team with no O-line to the Super Bowl.
What happened to him?
He got beat by a team that had a better defensive line, of course.
We saw Patrick Mahomes with a bad defensive line. He struggled. Right. But we also see him play against good defenses and figure it out.
Patrick Mahomes struggled against the Bucs. So you can't say if he had Andy Reid, because Andy Reid came up short against Tom Brady. So,
Ron Rivera is not that. Ron Rivera is not that.
Cam is a backup.
I think he still got some juice in him. I still think he got some juice in him.
No, he can be a backup. That's why I was asking what part do you agree with? Because I do agree he can be in the league.
Yeah.
If Nathan Peterman,
there's some bums in there.
If Nathan Peterman is in the NFL, Cam Newton can be in the NFL.
Mike White,
Sam Darnold is in the league. If Gardner Minshew is in the league, if Zach Wilson,
talking crazy. All those players you just named had flashes of greatness. It ain't like
Sam Darnold had flashes of greatness.
All right, it's not Sam Darnold.
You also made on Flacco. You know, the one that stole all that money from M&T Bank.
He didn't steal it. He earned it.
He earned that. Man, get out of here.
He's the same way Nick Foles earned his money too.
All right. Is Cam Newton better than Ryan Tannehill then?
Yeah.
Today, y'all just go off names. Y'all don't.
No. I'm just asking. I'm talking
about you haven't watched Ryan Tannehill. He's not the same Miami Ryan Tannehill.
Tannehill's footwork is terrible.
Cam's footwork's better.
Cam Newton right now with that tore up shoulder got a better arm than Tannehill.
Right. Better arm, yes. Accuracy, I don't think I can lead towards that.
Y'all just be mad disrespectful. And I like Cam.
I'm just saying Tannehill.
No. I think Cam has a stronger arm than Tannehill, but I think Tannehill has better accuracy than
a better quarterback than Ryan Tannehill today.
No, I didn't say better quarterback. Now I was just asking, was he?
I think he's a better quarterback than Tannehill. I really do. Tannehill, come on, man. He really underachieved for his contract. Well, can we say that?
What, Tannehill?
I just told you he's not that same quarterback. He's improved. He's better.
God rest his soul, but Steve McNair is still the best quarterback who ever played for Tennessee, and Vince Young.
I give you Steve McNair. I can't give you Vince.
Vince Young is better than Tannehill.
Not today.
Vince Young?
His career at Tennessee was better than Tannehill's.
Nah, dog. Nah, dog. If I'm not mistaken, Vince Young only got the one. Vince Young only got the one playoff appearance.
Him and CJ.
But
I don't care how exciting they were. Would they win?
Yeah, but Vince Young only got the one playoff appearance. Tannehill has been to the playoffs except for last year. Ever since he's been with Tennessee.
I'm telling you, every time he get hit, a tampon fall out. That's all I'm saying.
I'm not saying that he is the best quarterback in the league or his ability of taking hits. You know what I mean? But
Derrick Henry is wasting his career there. I'm telling you that Derrick Henry is wasting all his prime there.
Well, you can say that with a bunch of players anywhere.
And I
you know what I mean?
What you say?
And I said I disagree with it. I think they had an opportunity and they missed it. They've been a quarterback away for 2 years.
Yeah.
That defense with AJ Brown, all that.
They've been a quarterback away.
Yeah, during that time, Tannehill couldn't get it to AJ Brown, so that's why they kept running with Derrick Henry,
which is not a bad second option. Like that's pretty good backup.
I still remember Earl Thomas said, "Nah, I ain't jumping on that. I'm good.
Nah, I'm not with you on this one, Damien. I guess
Stafford's not better than Cam.
I'm not a Stafford fan, really. You know what I mean?
I can't go there. That's a little deep.
Won the Super Bowl MVP.
That's a little deep right there. That's a little bit too deep for right there. That's a little deep. He wasted a lot of his Detroit messed his career up and Calvin. Like, how can you not keep him happy?
Because during that time, they how could you keep him happy? Detroit was very low market. NFL wasn't really, you know what I mean, giving out that much money. So you can only during that time pay one guy. You either pay Megatron or you pay Stafford.
Yeah. What are you gonna do?
They tried to pay Megatron, but he was ready to retire. He was like, "No, I'm done with Detroit."
I'm good.
Understandably so. Messing with them jokers, getting all beat up for what?
He did get beat up there too.
Actually, that brings me to a new question. Think about it before you jump out the window. Better career. Calvin Johnson or Antonio Brown?
I'm still gonna go with Megatron. I'm sorry. I want Megatron still. AB, he had some great years.
Did he?
He had some great years, especially with that black and yellow. But Even that little short stint with the Patriots, that month he was cooking. But I'm still gonna go with Megatron because he can.
Let me remind you, Antonio Brown has a Super Bowl ring.
I know.
Or
I know.
He got two. You got two? One or two?
No, you got one.
He got
one.
one
In Pittsburgh?
No.
He wasn't part of Ben's second? Okay.
No. But I'm still gonna go with somebody 6'5" and can run like a gazelle. I'm still like you can't teach that. You can't teach that. You can put him outside, inside. I'm still going with him.
I hate
everything you just said about except height. Antonio Brown could do.
I hate to say it. AB.
Why do you hate to say it?
Number one, he wore that black and yellow.
Oh, okay. All right.
I don't like the root for the black and yellow. Now you got me feeling all itchy now. But anywho, I think AB was up with the Super Bowl, yes. But as far as route running, I think AB got Megatron on that.
For sure.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong. I feel like AB led the league in receiving more times than Megatron. I could be wrong.
I don't know if I have a way to compare that, but I would think you're right. You talking about yards or catches?
Because I'm going to go catches. I think AB blew him out the window because it was one time AB was almost like at 160 at one point in time or something in that nature. He was high up on the catch radius.
I don't know, man. I like the Megatron, man. I had to go Megatron, man.
Because both of them could play, outside and slot. But I think AB was more effective than Megatron in that slot.
Nobody could defend him.
Also, we got to add this too. One of them returned punts. One of them kicked the punt in the face.
Yeah. But we talking about wide receiver mode. We
which had a better career. That's part of it. Devin Hester's the biggest part.
All right, well then I'm riding with I'm gonna go with AB.
I think AB wasn't. We ain't talking about him because how well he caught the ball.
Sure. I'm gonna go with AB.
I'm going with Calvin, dog. I got it.
Okay, so my second question, my follow-up, while their careers are really similar, I didn't realize it until I'm looking at it now. AB got way more catches by almost 200, but he has like 800 more yards. They have both exactly 83 touchdowns, and their yards per catch is pretty similar. So their career is actually a lot more closer than I thought it was when I made up that question just now. But my next question is, are they both going to be in the Hall of Fame?
I don't think AB making it. I don't see AB making it. The voters.
Yeah. I might have to agree with Rod. I think the voters is gonna just as good as AB was. I just think that last stint we seen of him, I think that was it for the people. I think nobody's really gonna vote for him or because like I said, his stats he should be, but if you're gonna go with the golden boy type mentality, you're gonna have to give it to Megatron, a person who didn't get into no trouble and had no beefs with no coaches. Not saying that AB didn't work hard, but we seen Megatron from what was that, Georgia Tech, all the way until Detroit Lions. So I think Megatron gets in. AB is gonna have a hard time getting in. He won't be a first ballot.
Like I think Terrell. Look at Terrell Owens. Look what he had to go through just to get in. He never had no problems with outside the field. He just his mouth, and he got blocked. He should have been the first ballot. You know what I mean? So the voters play that game, man. I don't see AB getting in there.
If Antonio Brown is not a Hall of Famer, everybody who had an opportunity to vote during his eligibility should have their ability to vote revoked.
I'm with you.
That we sat here and couldn't figure out, and even two of us leaned because I picked AB too over Megatron, who I'm pretty sure was a first ballot Hall of Famer. The fact that we're having an argument that he couldn't get in, he might not get in, is simply based on people's idiotic egos about how they perceived and what they saw and how he acted. This isn't golf. This isn't tennis. This is football. On the field, he's a Hall of Famer.
I agree with you. I agree with you.
Most definitely. You
look at LT. LT's in there.
We got, and that I'm not even going to start shooting at certain people. I'm gonna be better tonight. But it's bro, you just hey, Mike Irvin is all right. It's some people in there, and some white ones too. They romanticized Joe Namath and what he was doing, but he was a hoe. Let me be clear. Joe was a hoe. So, you know,
we knew what Ray had too. It was not only antlers, but it was something sharp.
This more. Hey, Shannon Sharp, he ain't do it.
No, he talking about the Ray Lewis case and all this other stuff.
Shannon Sharp said he ain't do it.
Yeah. You Uncle Shay Shay, he ain't do it.
hey, Paul in the Bible didn't do it either.
Shannon Sharp said he paid for a woman's divorce. That's a cold brother. But yeah, I that's the part that really sucks. That media plays that kind of role. There's no doubt in my mind that man should be in there, and Plaxico should do a speech or something like that. Like,
cool.
You heard?
Who's Plaxico?
Oh, you don't watch Super Bowls? He had this amazing catch against a perfect team.
I don't remember him.
Against that team that's in your background.
I don't remember him.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, okay. Victor Cruz was better than him. I'm just be honest.
Don't do that.
Victor Cruz was better than him.
Victor Cruz ain't got Super
Mike Wallace is better than him.
I used to like Mike Wallace. I thought he was gonna be something. But
he wasn't nothing.
He was Dante Stallworth. He was cool, not much.
Hey, bro, you think y'all could trade Scary Terry for a couple picks for us? You know, I'm just asking for a team. You know.
Y'all don't have good enough picks. Y'all need better picks.
You know what I mean? What about some threes? You take some threes?
Nah, that's how I can't even say that. Washington, and this is the part that sucks. We ain't getting no credit because we ain't won nothing. We've done really good by our players, and they don't get talked about enough. I know Dan Snyder's been trash, but we've taken care of almost everybody we've drafted in the last 3 to 4 years if they've performed. In some cases, I think we've overpaid because I think we overpaid Deron Payne, to be honest, but I respect the fact he's willing to give him the money.
And you overpaid some dinosaurs too, like Bruce Smith.
Again, that's what everybody want to go back 20 years ago. 20 years ago. Now, when owners don't spend no money, then they cheat.
Yeah.
They overspend. He like, come on. I'm never gonna be mad at the owner for spending money. He spent the money, it didn't work. You live with it. The Brooklyn Nets, they've been trying to throw away all their draft backs for 20 years. Sometimes it don't work. Sometimes the Los Angeles Rams, F them picks works. It just, sometimes it do, sometimes it don't.
Hey, Ray, that's why I respect you. You know what I mean? You stayed with the shit, man, because y'all had some rough times.
But hey, guess what?
Donovan McNabb
was cooking, and I hated that. I can't stand Donovan.
Jason Campbell could throw it 80 yards, but you miss him.
Hey, we drafted Jason, though. We drafted Jason. We had a nice little running game with Cadillac Williams in the other back. Ronnie Brown, I think, came for. We had the two
Portis.
We've had some players. Santana Moss. We've had some. We've made it to the playoffs.
That could have been scary. Him and Chin Bailey and Taylor for a longer term. That could have been scary.
We got robbed of that opportunity.
That could have been scary.
We had a quarterback per se, but you know. It just is what it is. But no, I'm optimistic. I think the part that sucks now is we're finally starting to be a pretty good team, but our division's amazing. So
I feel like my team will sweep that division this year anyway.
Huh? Y'all gonna get swept by?
I feel like we're gonna sweep that division this year.
Sweep. What does that mean?
Like
delusional. You suffer from a mental illness.
sweep like our stadiums or something.
No, I mean like beat every team in that division in the NFC. That's what I said.
I'm pretty confident that won't happen. I'm not.
I'm just saying. I see some glaring issues.
On it, but I would definitely bet your life on it. That we
stop it. Get some help.
For sure. Like, there's no way. And if y'all do it,
congratulations.
If y'all do that, I might say Belichick is more valuable than Tom Brady.
You know, we definitely gonna beat the Chiefs this year too. I'm just saying that now too.
Lord have mercy. We must stay focused, brothers. We must stay focused.
Who's beating this team you speak of?
You know, we about to get Lamar. You didn't know?
He needs some milk.
I thought it was very clear from them. They said they didn't want Lamar.
That's just a beta rule right there.
Oh,
you do that all the time. Like, I don't want her.
I cannot see. I'm legally blind.
Yeah, I don't see that, but you know, optimism is important. I also think we could get him. I think we should.
Because the Raiders about to get Cam Newton.
For what?
Stop it. Get some help.
I ain't doing no talking. You can go ahead and shoot your shots all you want. You know what I mean? Shoot your shots all you want.
Oh, man.
Yeah, so I did want to actually do this. Oh wow, he called him a psycho. I missed that. That's a strong word, but all right. But let's get into this, fellas. We talked about two of these, so we got play, bench, cut. Antonio Brown, LaDainian LT Tomlinson, record setter, and Calvin Megatron Johnson.
I'm cutting AB.
All right. So who you playing? And it don't really make sense because they're different positions, but I'm just
I'm a little. I'm
confused, Damien. Damien, what are you drinking?
I thought we could have did 3 wide receivers or something.
Yeah, I was trying to work it, but basically I just put them in order of who I think is better. The fact is,
I'm gonna get LaDainian. I'm starting LaDainian.
Y'all see, this is where y'all lose me. Do y'all not care about winning? Does winning not matter?
I like to run the ball. I like running the ball. I came from the wing T, so that's all we did in high school.
He didn't even run the ball like that. What you mean?
Huh?
He didn't even run the ball like that. He was a pass catcher. Him and Marshall Faulk.
LaDainian can get busy then.
He can, but he wasn't Derrick Henry. He wasn't Emmett.
Nah. But I'm going with LaDainian. I like LaDainian. I've been watching LaDainian when he was at TCU. You know what I mean? When I was a young bull.
Okay. I'm going AB, LT, Megatron. You got to go. Play more games. Don't be a quitter. Dev, what you got?
AB and LT. Like I bangs with Megatron, but like you said, he if he would have finished his career a little bit stronger, I probably would have chose Megatron. Because we clearly can see if Megatron would have played maybe 2 more years, he had better yards or better stats than AB.
Hey, yo, I have a question though, Ray.
Mm-hmm.
Like, where do you see, like, you know what I used to like from the Redskins though? You know what I mean? I'm sorry, I'm gonna call them the Redskins. I can't call them the Commanders. I'm sorry. I know it's not politically correct. My dad's been a Redskins fan since the 70s.
It's a good
so
man.
I used to watch a lot of games with him. Pause. You know what I mean? But I like the Cooley, man. Do you think Cooley could have made it in this game now?
Chris Cooley?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, Chris Cooley.
He was early in that.
When he was a tight end or something like that, right?
Yeah, he was.
Okay.
He wasn't obviously Kelsey or even Kittle. He was more like, but he was more shifty than Jason Witten. I'm trying to think of a good player comp.
He kind of remind me like a Justin Uchek. I think he could have did the same route if he was on that team. I think he could have did that.
Man, he ran better routes than him.
I think he could have. You know, I'm saying that's what kind of
Yeah, he wasn't as good as Jimmy Graham though. So
If you want to compare it to a running back, it would be almost like CMC a little bit.
nah,
But
Chris Cooley was tight end.
No,
yeah, I was just saying, but
he was used a little bit in fullback though. Y'all used to use him a little bit in the fullback
But
package.
more as a pass catcher than a blocker, but
Yeah.
he did get back there. I mean, I think he maxed out. I think we got the most out of him. Injuries kind of robbed him at the end. I'm a Cooley guy. He's cool. Haven't always loved all his comments post career, but he all right.
I think that's been your downfall, in my opinion, on your offensive side. I don't think y'all really. It's like when y'all draft the tight end.
Jordan Reed too. Jordan Reed was all right, but he kept on
the tight
getting
ends just don't last long for y'all. You know, Chris Cooley was hurt, Jordan Reed was hurt, and there's another tight end.
Logan Thomas has been pretty nicked.
Yeah,
Vernon Davis for a little bit.
Yep. That was pretty much like the downside of his career, though.
I like Vernon. Shout out to DC Zone or DMV Zone. But yeah, man, we've been really mostly a quarterback away. We've been a quarterback away, and then when we tried to get quarterbacks, then the defense wouldn't hold up. So it's just been a lot of things, and it take it all coming together, and we ain't figured it out. But
the Ravens about to be a quarterback away too, because Lamar about to leave.
Nah, Baltimore about to be a lot away. They about to be out the
way. Like, I ain't gonna hold y'all. I bust out laughing when it was like, yeah, Odell Beckham is in town. Like, people kept hitting me up. Yo, y'all gonna get Odell Beckham? What's the point of getting Odell Beckham? We don't know we're gonna have Lamar. What is the point? You know what I mean? The only way I see Odell Beckham is actually coming to Baltimore if that means Lamar is staying. But if you think we're gonna have Tyler Huntley throwing Odell Beckham, Odell Beckham he's not gonna take that. You know what I mean? So until this quarterback situation gets resolved, whether Lamar staying or we're gonna trade him away for the 2 draft picks or whatever situation is, I ain't entertaining no more conversation about Lamar, man.
You know we're gonna be the hottest team in Baltimore after that.
Oh, here you come.
What? The Orioles, you know what I mean? They about to be giving tickets with the Ravens game with Norma Jean tickets. You know what I mean? For the lap dances.
First of all, Norma Jean's is no longer open down here no more. That club don't exist down here no more. That shows how much when the last time you've been to Baltimore.
Yeah, it's been a minute. I can't go out there. I'm trying to keep a marriage. We're
trying to blame us for what's going on at home, man.
All right. Well, just quick update for y'all. We got 27-27 is what I got. Y'all might be ahead of me.
I got the same thing.
Okay. My joint froze as soon as I looked over to give the update. KD's walking, but he ain't moving. So yeah, I get big game. Looks like Durant is playing, I believe.
Just scored.
Starters look to all be playing. So
did he brush his hair though?
He ain't brushed his hair.
Don't got enough hair to brush. Just like you can only spread it so much. So yeah, that keep you posted on that.
You know what happened? You know what happened? Rick? He was playing in the sand. You know how the projects had that sand back in the day, and he was kept on playing with the sand. He got too much ringworm, and it burnt out his hair stems.
Speak negatively on DMV sand. Okay, we're not going to talk about negativity in this area of any kind, of any pollution. None of that. We ain't Flint. Okay, we ain't that. Shout out to the people of Flint. God bless you.
I'm trying to shout them out now.
That water is worse than Mexico water. I'd rather drink Mexico's water.
Speaking of things that give you to run fast, Tyreke Hill says this is it, 2025. He want to do something else. He's packing it up.
That's smart.
Tyreke Hill has talked a lot since he left Kansas City, and hasn't produced much on the field in terms of wins. My question to you guys is: this a ploy for attention, or do we really think Tyreke Hill's window is closing because he wants to do other stuff in life?
I think he got other opportunities.
Both. I also think that Tyreke Hill looks like the guy that once he accomplished his goal, which probably was to make it to the NFL, be one of the top wide receivers in the game, he's ready to move on to something else. I don't think it's like his time is up because he's as his age, he's still one, if not the fastest guy in the NFL. He already showed that he can walk on the track and beat you, and you can be working out the whole entire year. You know what I mean? So I just think that Tyreke Hill feels like he wants to walk away from the game instead of being carried away from the game. And he looked like he's ready to move on to different things. Because it wasn't just set on one thing. He came up with multiple different things he said he was willing to accomplish before his time up on Earth. So I just think that he's ready to walk away from the NFL instead of getting carried away.
Yeah, I'm with that. Definitely with that. There was some Bryce Young slander. I'll post it, but I don't agree with it. I think it'll be okay.
He's too small, man.
Ain't no such thing.
He's 5'10", 180 pounds.
Kyler Murray is almost the same size.
No, don't use that comp. Don't use
that.
that.
I forgot. Never mind. Drew Brees was almost about that size.
There you go. Drew Brees, Russell Wilson. We talk about
Russell Wilson.
We don't talk about Kyler Murray.
I forgot. We don't talk about that guy up in Arizona.
You gotta earn something.
You better do some creeds. You better drink some creatine, and
small framed man. I ain't with none of that. That tall macho.
John
Elway just got fired because he kept drafting tall quarterbacks. And how that do?
Look at Russell Wilson.
Yeah, he's the Super Bowl champ.
220, 5'10.
Super Bowl champ.
So you act like Bryce Young ain't gonna get in the gym, bro.
Right. Like the NFL don't beef up players anyway.
As long as you don't long as you don't go to Ravens, you know what I mean? You gonna get hurt. You know what I mean? The trainers are just gonna break them little soft bones up. You know what I mean?
And first of all, we don't have that trainer.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No more. We let him go since everybody called him out.
Oh, you don't got House no more.
Yeah, we ain't got him no more.
House.
Yeah, we ain't got him no more.
Okay.
Y'all still got Doogie Howser over there with y'all, man. Get out of here.
I'm sorry. You know what I mean? I'm sorry.
Bill Belichick is y'all GM and y'all coach. He gotta pick a job. Cause he ain't winning since Tom left. That guy was sitting right behind you.
Talk about it.
He ain't been the same since he left.
You still won recently. You know what I mean?
What?
A Super Bowl recently. Y'all haven't won in a long while.
Who was the quarterback?
Huh?
Who's the quarterback?
TB12.
Haven't won one since Tom Brady left.
That's still recently.
Matter of fact, let's get a little bit more deep. He haven't won his division since Tom Brady left.
Talk about it.
We don't want to go there. we don't want to go there.
So now you got to do Javonte Davis to me. I thought we was cool there. I thought we was cool.
Just the same way how Ron Henry came over here and started talking all that smack. Of course, you know how we do.
Slander Tom Brady.
And I tried not to. You know what I mean?
You gonna
this
do
guy
that
over here made me bet with him.
You gonna do it in front of that DC right there? We're gonna divide like that.
I'm sorry. You said you can't come back to Baltimore, so I gotta hang with my guy that's closer to Baltimore.
Hey. Fair enough. Well, yeah, y'all, that's really all I got. We can get into John Elway a little bit before we get out of here. I don't care much about him. I ain't gonna lie to you, but it is relatively big news. My key and kind of the theme of tonight's episode is, given how it turned out, was John Elway's stint with Denver a success?
I say yes. He got him a Super Bowl. It was ages ago.
Did he get him a Super Bowl or did Peyton Manning bring him?
It was Peyton Manning won him that Super Bowl. You know what I mean? But it was him that made that trade to get Peyton Manning over there.
I think Peyton DeMarcus Ware. We can't forget DeMarcus Ware.
Oh, of course, but he was the guy that had his hands on getting them people to come over there. So I don't think it was the best success, but I think his tenure was a success. He got a Super Bowl out of his tenure.
Ray, how long was he there, Ray?
Where?
John Elway with Denver
as an executive.
Let me see, because I know they changed his role a couple years ago.
Because he started out as a GM at first, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, and then they moved him to like a president role. But I don't know. Shannon Sharp reported that the owners weren't happy with the way the team's progress. So,
Dan Hatchett.
Yeah, when you got to think after Peyton Manning, that team has been up and down.
He was with Denver from 2011 until 2022. He was the GM and executive VP until 2020. Then he was the president of football ops 2021, and then he was a consultant last year.
A consultant? Dang, they demoted him without even people knowing.
And I think he consulted on Russell Wilson, and they said, "Okay, we've had enough. We don't need to hear you offer us any more guidance on any more quarterbacks."
I still think he had a success. I just think his time ran out. And as far as him being an executive, anything in that nature, because it's starting to be a young man's game, and if you can't keep up with the young man's game, the old ways, it's not going to win you a championship no more. And we kindly seen it now. You know, he haven't won since Peyton Manning, and you tried to hurry up and try to kind of trade and buy one when you got Russ last year, and you know that didn't end up so well. So I just think that it's more of a young man's game up there for him. So yeah, his time is up, but I don't think it was a bad time. It was a successful time in my opinion.
Okay, right.
You know what I mean? He's a hit or miss. I don't think it was all right. Could have been better, yes. But you know what I mean? It's a lot of executives that struggle drafting, especially, you know what I mean, a great quarterback like himself. It's hard for you to draft a quarterback close to you or somebody great. It's hard. Look at Ozzie. You know what I mean? Ozzie missed on a lot of tight ends. You know what I mean? That's the position he was great at. So it's hard to evaluate talent when you're great.
I don't think he missed. We got some good tight ends. We had some good tight ends.
But you know what I mean? It's hard.
He brought Shannon Sharp in.
Hold on.
He brought Shannon Sharp in. He brought Todd Heat. We had
hold on.
We got Mark Andrews.
It's hard to evaluate talent when you're great. Can I say that then?
Yeah. Michael Jordan, use him. Don't use.
I can go all day about Michael.
Use LeBron James. He think he a great GM. He be tearing teams apart.
Now you're going too far about the king.
He tears teams apart. That's a fact. Every team he leaves is way worse than they were when he got there.
No, but he brings the title.
And destruction.
And brings the title.
And destruction.
And the title.
And you better thank God that you had a bubble.
You know what I mean? He's like Moses. He part the sea. You know what I mean?
Nope.
He leads the people.
He don't do that.
You know, he leads the people. You know what I mean?
Leads the people where?
He leads the people to the promised land, like Moses.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, with that is our show. We'll see what LeBron James does because he was part of those last night. I tell you that.
He did. He had 33 and 6-4. You know
part of the season walked to an L.
You know what I mean? Anthony Davis.
No. We ain't gonna do that. Don't start blaming AD. You the GOAT, right? After that 3-1 comeback, I knew I was the GOAT. I'd
take a prime Chris Bosh over Anthony Davis right now.
I would agree with you. I'm not an Anthony Davis fan.
I'm just being real.
They about the same almost.
I
like the Chris Bosh with Toronto. I like Chris Bosh with Toronto better than I like the Chris Bosh in Miami. I I felt like Chris Bosh had more of a dog in Toronto than he was in Miami. I think he got relaxed with that, that third option. Which is, during that time you had to prime LeBron and prime D Wade, but
No. Hold up.
I just
D
think
Wade
that
was not prime, Dev. He was that chicken that was fried hard at Urban Ave at the seafood spot. He was fried hard, and he's little burnt a little bit. He was done.
he was not done.
He was not the same. His knees was blown out, man. His knees were shot.
He wasn't the number one, but I don't think he was done.
He was fried hard. He was fried hard like some lake trout was sitting in that grease too long. With some chicken. A 4-piece with mumbo sauce. That boy was fried hard.
Talking crazy. He is talking crazy.
Yeah, I don't know who let the back door open for this guy, man.
I don't even know. I ain't got nothing to do with that.
My man, Damien.
Hey, Damien, we said that a long time ago. We had some wild dudes on here. I just been trying to keep the peace, keep everything together. But man,
that boy Damien just said Damian Thomas, AB, or Megatron. He can't even talk about no drug test.
But he another one. He be saying some wild stuff too.
That's why.
He must be going to that methadone clinic by Dunbar High School.
There you go. Here you go. He won't reference this Baltimore slang, man. Get out of here.
Oh, man.
But y'all have a good one, man. Hey, I'm enjoy this. Again, we'll be back to cover the playoffs on Monday. But after that, I'm gone for a little bit. So y'all enjoy. Stay up. Have a great weekend. We will have a lot to say about these Lakers. Hopefully they get it done. A lot of big games this weekend.
Play off.
Time for stars to shine. What time is it? Game time. Woo. We out, ladies and gentlemen. Y'all take care.
Whole sports all plays. Whole sports all plays.